New study shows workers and consumers support pro-LGBTQ+ businesses. The Edelman Trust Barometer, a global survey conducted by public relations firm Edelman, showed that more than 51% of U.S. employees who responded from July to August said they were more likely to work for a pro-LGBTQ company, compared to 11% who said they were less likely. In another Edelman Trust Barometer survey from May, 34% of consumers said they were more likely to buy from a brand that expressed support for LGBTQ rights versus 19% who said they were less likely. GLAAD partnered with Edelman to analyze the survey data to gather LGBTQ+ specific insights. The survey responses came from 1,000 consumers and 1,000 workers in the U.S. Edelman found that the growing hostility toward LGBTQ+ people has made companies nervous to take a firm public stance with the LGBTQ+ community. Edelman Senior Vice President Lauren Grace said, quote, "We often see companies ask whether they can afford to take a stand in support of LGBTQ issues, and this data shows that for many companies, they can afford not to," end quote. So this is, very interesting for me because now we are seeing or hearing rather a lot of more conversations about our rights. So I think that's a good thing, but then I'm also a little nervous because you have those communities that is looking at everything as what they say overkill. Right. But I'll always stand firm that I'm happy for all of this movement, all of this noise that our community is making, and, companies standing behind that. We appreciate the support, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Well, and this quote unquote less likely 19% can now take its business to fake Christian baker Jack Phillips's masterpiece cake shop and tacky web designer Lori Smith, both conveniently located in Colorado, in case they're wondering where they can take their business.
They are so harsh in Colorado's buzz.
Really? It should be mellow. Yes.
Now, you were, and of course it's apples to oranges as far as period and the type of job, but you were in the military.
Right.
Like even before Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Correct.
Which was considered an upgrade at the time.
Yeah.
But how has attitudes changed on like gay people in the workplace? Because obviously it wasn't welcoming in the military, but you've been in the workplace long enough to have seen some changes.
Well, it depends on which workplace we're talking about, because here's the thing. When I first moved to South Florida, I used to work for American Express. And American Express revels in celebrating diversity. But I never felt the inclusivity of the LGBTQ+ motto inside of American Express. And we're talking about, the location in Plantation, Florida. Wow. So this was early 2000, from 2000 to 2004. They were every month celebrating diversity, but it never included really a rainbow flag or anything like that. That never felt, and many of us were very much obviously there. You could see our community clearly. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't as...
Do you think it was the plantation location specifically, or is it something corporate-wide? And was it hostility?
I think it's corporate-wide.
Was it hostility, or was it just lack of enthusiasm?
Lack of enthusiasm.
Okay.
Definitely didn't get the hostility or anything like that, but it was just kind of like, let's just keep quiet about that.
I'm going to concur with what she said, because my company, I'm there almost 15 years, and from the get-go, or at least as of 15 years ago, they had it written into their employee manual that domestic partners, and it didn't matter, opposite sex, same sex, your domestic partner would be eligible for my company's benefits. And right. Even with that written on paper, I never felt comfortable. Mm-hmm. And again, I work for a construction company. We're the epitome of macho, allegedly.
1/5 of the village people. Proud.
Yeah.
I'm in the back office. I'm not wearing hard hats. But still, I never, to be honest, I found out later that there was, at the time I was hired, there was another lesbian there. We've since had more people, but there may be others that I just don't know because,
right.
they don't know if I am, that I'm not, and that's fine because I'm all about privacy, but still, it's,
You know you're on a
it was-
you know you're on a television show called Queer News Tonight that goes ostensibly around the world, right?
I understand.
Okay.
I understand. Nobody I know is watching it. I invite them to point and laugh all the time. But you know, I think there's just people of a certain age that, you know, because I'm timeless, shall we say, of a certain age, there are just certain people that, because of what may or may not have been done to them as a child, they're just never going to be comfortable being totally, you know, there's always going to be looking over their shoulder, you know, is that bully from grade school still following them? Because, you know, mine is still alive.
Yeah.
So,
Well, at least we can see the numbers moving ostensibly in the correct direction.
Yes, I can certainly relate. Absolutely.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out television network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.